We're here today with Mr. Ray Luan, CEO of New Oaks AI, and I'm going to get to talk to him about some of his personal adventures and journey from the depths of Shanghai, China, all the way here to the US. So stick around. This should be exciting. Tell me a little bit about Ray Luan. Where did you come from? Where were you born? And tell me a little bit about your childhood.
Thank you, Leland, for the interview. I was born in the northeast part of China, and my hometown literally is iron ore mine. So both my parents work in the mine company as a middle level management. So my childhood was literally a middle class family raised, and I was very into reading and taking classes. I was quiet when I was little, but I was also very curious about sci-fi, about aerospace, about the universe, and I didn't have an idea of AI, but in general, I was a very curious boy.
Is there something that you were focused on as a kid? Like, what was your dream to become when you were younger?
So my dream when I was little, my dream was become a scientist, like a physicist, like Einstein or Newton. Like a really, a sci-fi boy. Yeah. Yeah. But later on, I realized that I was not a genius at all. I mean, in terms of science, but I did my knowledge and interest in variety of beauty, including science and math, engineering. So even though my original dream was to become a scientist, and I almost became a scientist when I entered America. I was almost there because I literally went to US to join the Department of Aerospace Engineering in University of Alabama and focused on rocket research.
So you wanted to be a rocket scientist, almost an astronaut per se, but even from the ground looking up, right?
Yeah, yes, almost. I almost become a rocket scientist.
So how did
Yep.
you end up getting, I mean, it sounds like you were intending on coming to the US to go to school. So that was your intent
Yeah.
all along. What inspired you to come to the US instead of just staying in China? Was it something you saw, or was it just to get out of China, or what was it that really inspired you to come to the US?
Right. Yeah. So back to then was a long time ago. The internet was really well developed in the US, and US is, of course, was leading in the information technology revolution. So the reason to why US attracted me is that I want to learn about the cutting edge technology and want to use technology to help people, help the community and society. So that's why I decided to go to US to study for a senior degree and to learn about science and tech. Even though I realized I wasn't going to become a scientist, but I still want to be in the technology industry because that's what I was curious about. Use tech to change the world, if I can.
Awesome. Great answer. And I'm a big tech geek myself. I've been involved with computers since the 80s. I built my first computer, I think, in 1989 or 1990 on a 386 platform with about 4 meg of RAM and very little
Wow.
to work with. But it was one of those times that made me realize that's what I wanted to do as well. So let's talk a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey coming over to the US. Did you have any problems getting here for one? What was it like just getting to the US? Was it a pretty easy process for you to get over here?
Yes, it was actually not so hard for me to get into the US because back then I got a scholarship, full scholarship to get into the US to work as a PhD candidate in University of Alabama. So back then the professor who sponsored me of the scholarship got funded by NASA. So that's how I got in. But I spent a year over there and did some research for NASA for rocket science project. But then I realized that information technology was more attractive to me, and I think that technology can benefit more people rather than rocket and missile. It was advanced, but it may take us to the Mars, but back to then, I did not know that it will come to true. So I think I was more interested in computer science and engineering. So that's why I spent a year over there and decided to go to pursue another degree, which is electrical engineering degree. That's where I got my computer science knowledge and the know-how about telecommunication, how computer works, and how to do coding and programming.
Awesome. So I'm gonna spin off on that a little bit, Ray,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
find it's you had this dream of being a scientist. You got in, you got close to NASA, you ended up coming over here to the University of Alabama. I got to ask a question that I saw on your LinkedIn profile because it's interesting. It actually relates to something I'm involved in, and we'll talk about that later. Can you tell us about your early entrepreneurial journey from Shanghai and what inspired you to open a sports bar during college? And how did you get into the sneaker industry as well? Can you talk about both those kind of as they came across the horizon in your entrepreneurial world there?
Oh, yes. Thank you for asking the question, Dylan. It was actually first my first experience with entrepreneurship. While I was in college, I was in my senior year. I have my classes ready. I mean, I was about to graduate, but I think what interests me is business. So I don't want to be a geek, just to know how to coding and study in classroom. I want to experience how does the world work in terms of business. What indeed one person can do to provide value for the society and for the community, and in exchange to get incentives, right? For example, to get experience about a business and also to get some monetary incentive. So that was the reason. So back to when I was a childhood, I was really introverted person. Actually, I didn't speak too much. I was afraid of to meeting strangers. Yeah, I always had a desire just to break down the shell, when I was little, and really to break this through and to grow myself and to talk to people. So it was the drive to overcome the fear to talking to strangers, to contact the people, to get people to know me and know what I was capable of. So that was the drive make me to actually to try to start my first business, which is a restaurant bar, kind of a sports bar restaurant within the campus. I started with one of my classmates, and just not really for making a lot of money, just to know what is business about, what real people really care, why people want to do business, and why customers want to pay for your business. So that was my first, actually very early on, my first entrepreneurial project in college.
So from that, how did you springboard from running a bar into sneakers? Because I'm involved in the sneaker industry myself. We run a
Wow.
podcast called Word on the Street. So tell me a little bit about your sneaker journey because I was surprised to see that after realizing you're so far into and deep into tech. When I saw you were selling sneakers, I was like, that's interesting. Tell me more about your sneaker journey.
Sure. It was a very interesting story. So after I went to US and then I left Alabama, then one of the summer in Chicago, I decided that I got to continue my business venture. I want to start another business in the US. So that was actually the first business in the US. Why get in the sneaker business? It was for instance, one of my friend was in the wholesale. He imported sneakers from China and then he do the retail in the US. So I was looking for business ideas. I don't know how to do business in the US. I import some sneakers from him and then I will do the retail guy. I will help him to clear the inventory of his warehouse. I never done any retail business, but so I decide to reach out the retail channels, and I think the easiest one for me to get into is to sell the sneakers in a flea market in Chicago. So I did some research. I found out there are about like 5 to 8 flea market, but they open in different days within a week. So I get up every morning. The earliest is start from 3 a.m. because the flea market opens at 5 a.m. So I need to get myself prepared. I move my shoes, the sneakers in boxes and put it on the Honda Accord that I have. It's a coupe, 2 doors. I don't have any pickup or truck to do the business. I just literally, buy shoes for my friends for as a wholesale price and find a distribution channel in Chicago, which is the easiest one, is flea market and sell in a flea market. So I had to go to 3 to 5 flea market for different days within a week, and then spend like 4 to 8 hours in the market and make about $200 a day. It's not a lot of money, but it did really give me the sense of how to position myself in terms of branding and marketing because the business of sneaker is quite competitive.
Okay, I think we're just going to go ahead and move into New Oaks. If there's something in that journey that took place, Ray, between like the sneaker entrepreneurship. Oh, yeah, there is a big one, wasn't there? Wait a minute. Auto sales. So tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about your big journey, how you ended up at TikTok, where you were in ByteDance, whichever end of the spectrum you were there, if you're able to do so. And tell us a little bit about your journey across that spectrum.
I went to Chicago and I studied a quarter in DePaul University. And I decided I really like to, study in telecommunication. So I got an offer from University of Texas at Arlington, accept me as a master degree candidate for electrical engineering. I mean, major in telecom, right? And after the summer in Chicago, selling sneakers, then I moved to Texas, Dallas, Texas, and start my master degree, the pursuit of my master degree over there. That was my second master degree I got. It was from UT at Arlington, major in electrical engineering. And then I started my job as a software engineer at KBB, Kelly Blue Book. So that's how I got into the used car business, get to know the used car business, but online, right? Through internet. Then I moved to Los Angeles in LA and started work at the KBB. And that was why I started my first venture in 2014 as a used car e-commerce online business. And I raised about 5.5 million US dollars from one of the prestigious Silicon Valley venture capital funds. And then I spent another 5 years for my first startup to build up the business. I wanted to bring that business model from the US to China. So that was what I did in China. I built up business in China. And then I spent 5 good years over there and developed the online platform. But later on, the virus, the COVID hit and everything was stopped. So that's why I got to find a job because I raised 5.5 million. I also burned $1 million of my own money. So I need to get some money. That's why I said I need to go to a big, big internet company to make some money and
I
so that I
get
can
it.
start a venture again. So that's
Wow.
why I joined TikTok and ByteDance and help them to grow their used car online business because I was one of the experts in terms of I know inside out the whole business and also I know how to sell cars online through live stream video broadcasting and also video stores to do promotion and help the company to build a retail brand online. So it all related back to my previous experience of selling sneakers in Chicago market because I know how to do retail and now I moved to the used car online business. But I have a sense of how to do branding both offline and online. And then I spent a good years in TikTok and helped them to grow the used car online business up to 200 million US dollars ARR. And that was from 2021 to last year, 2003. And it was a fantastic experience because I know that how to do branding, marketing with the latest social media, with, ByteDance and TikTok. I know the algorithm, I know what customers like and what customer does not like, and how to build a trust between the business and the customers. So I think what I learned is that the core of the business is trust. Everything is about the trust.
We always work on a know, like, and trust factor when it comes to business because if you don't have those three things in place with your customer, then there's really no way they can work with you knowing that they're getting what they need from you. And in doing so, we're able to just provide something based on what's really here for us. I mean, like for instance, let me ask you this question. What inspired you to venture from those fields into artificial intelligence and create New Oak? What was that minute of inspiration that said, I really need to do this?
Yes, Dylan. So the pivot was because one of the reasons that I left TikTok mid last year, is that early on in 2023, the inception of ChatGPT just blew my mind. I think it was the lifetime opportunity. It was the first time I realized that I need to catch up this opportunity. It's just the iPhone moments for AI. There was two round of an AI bubble. One round was like in early 2017, 2018. Back to then, AI was not mature enough. But this time, when I see ChatGPT, I was hit. I think that is the technology is going to change the path of mankind. I need to get into this game, right? I need to get into this game. I can't stay left behind of this game. And I need to use my technology background, and I need to learn AI stuff really fast. And I want to use the AI technology to help people around me to grow their own business. And one of the trigger or the tipping point is that I was I was learning about AI and catch up with the speed, right? Catch up with the know-how back to 2022. It was an interesting talk with one of my friend in Irvine, California. So I have a friend who is in real estate industry, and she was running a realtor brokerage business in Irvine, California. And she knew that I was doing AI. She wanted to know that how can AI help a small and medium business owner like herself to grow her own business? Because she hired a customer service assistant, to taking calls or inquiries from her potential customers, and make appointments to see the house either for renting or for buying or selling, right? But the cost of business was really high, and she's too busy so that she has no time to take calls or inquiries from new customers. And when I told her that AI can become a virtual and smart assistant of her, but with a very low cost, her eyes was so bright and right on. And she asked me, Ray, can you build an AI assistant for me? And I will pay you. I will pay you because I'm spending like $5,000, $6,000 a month just to taking the customer information and service the customers. But if you can build an AI assistant, I free myself from the repetitive tasks or jobs just to, do the screening work. And I really want to focus on talking to my customers and help them find their ideal or desired house or apartments, right? That's the real value creation part of the business.
That's
So
awesome.
I said, yes, of course. Yeah. So that's how I start to use my knowledge about AI to build a chatbot for my friend Jessie so that she can better service the customers and improve her productivity of the business, the real estate brokerage that she was running. When I finished up first prototype of my product, she was amazed because we were able to use a chatbot on her text SMS channel through Google Voice and Twilio, so that after she published her property listings on Zillow, people actually can just tap to her phone and got automatic response about the invested property or either renting the apartments. And the AI chatbot can actually guide the whole process from engagement, pre-screening of credentials until the final appointment booking text message and without human interference. So the whole experience was very, very interesting, very efficient, and it's a full automated business process. So it was so much fun. And it was provide value for her.
Oh, I can imagine. And it provides value to me as well as we continue to move ahead and watch the evolving of New Oaks. And I really appreciate Ray from a personal perspective, how much effort and honestly, just the gumption that you put into this to make sure that what people are looking for is provided for. And I think that's amazing. So let's focus a little bit on New Oaks for a minute before we wrap this up. What is the long-term vision of New Oaks AI? Where do you see the company in the next 5 to 10 years?
So my long-term vision is to build New Oaks AI into a real AI assistant like Jasper or Siri for small and medium business. That way, I want to automate the whole business flow from the very beginning to customer inquiries and lead generation and lead capture until the final transaction. Because my view about AI is that the real value of AI is to improve the productivity and efficiency of our business. But I see there's no technology able to service this small and medium business well now because the high cost of service small and medium business is so high compared with the cost to service enterprise business. Therefore, I think the real value is that with the capability of transforming energy into intelligence, that's what AI does. With that capability, I want to reduce the cost of service small and medium business so that everybody can own his AI assistant. Either you can call it Siri or call it Jasper. So everybody, I think every business owner deserves a Jasper.
I agree. Thank you for that. So how do you plan to differentiate New Oaks from all these other AI chatbots on the market right now? We know already you've included templates, you've got a digital business card. What's next for New Oaks that's going to like stand apart from all these other offerings out there?
Yes. So my strategy to differentiate News from other chatbot builder is that I'm going to build a multi-module chatbot or AI agent. I would like to call it AI agent instead of only chatbot. Chatbot only reflects the value of text message based AI. The next step is build in the image, right? Perspective. And so that AI can read and generate images. So my next product is to use AI generated image to build digital avatar for our AI chatbot. And then I will build voice AI and also videos. Eventually, the new AI chatbot will not only read and speak with text message, but can also read image, video, and also be able to talk to your customers like a digital AI assistant, but with variety of avatars in the form of audio, text message, picture, images, and also even videos. So I will make our AI chatbot more and more like human and more interactive, but in different forms of medias.
I'm going to just
Yep.
ask a few more questions and we're going to get down to the wrap. Commitment to the product. Obviously, I see you and your team. Can you tell us a little bit about the dev team? How many people are on board? How many software engineers? What kind of customer service staff do you have? Obviously, with a bot like you have, you probably don't have a big customer
Yeah.
service section, but give me a little bit of idea of the team. Tell us about the team.
Sure. So right now we had a team of 9. Actually, we recently hired 2 more staff. So we have in the management level, we have me and my partner Calvin. Calvin was in charge of technology. He was the CEO and also the co-founder. And now I'm in charge of the branding and marketing, sales, and customer success. Right now we have 5 developers, 1 front end developer, and 4 back end developers. And also we can do both mobile and web development. And also we are still expanding the team. I'm going to hire 2 more developers, including more senior front end developers. So by the end of this year, I see my team will grow to a team of at least 10 to 15 people. So in terms of marketing and customer success, we have also 2 employees in the US right now, and both of them are in Texas. So one of our growth leader, Samia Lin, is helping me to produce videos and marketing campaigns. And we are going to bring another customer success manager on board by the end of this month to help me to work with me together to talk to my customers and answer questions and do the customer support work. So that's the size of the team right now. And also one of our technology leader, tech leader, Frank, is a cool guy. He was really, down to earth, and you can see his name from the emails that I send out. Because whenever there's a customer request for support, technical support stuff, I will screen the questions and then forward it to Frank so that Frank can build up a feature overnight. Literally, our goal is to not make the problem stay overnight. And also, my goal is to build more and more features and iterate really fast so that we will become the leading chatbot builder in the industry. And the team is the most critical factor in that regard. So I want to build a highly creative and highly inspiring and highly hardworking team.
Gotcha. So, what's your personal commitment to ensuring that New Oaks AI delivers top-notch service and value to its customer?
Well, my personal commitment is that I want to spend like 20 hours a day, if I can, just to work. So sometimes I try to sleep like no more than like 6 hours a day. I really want to build the reason is that not because I'm a Superman, but the reason is that I really want to build the cutting edge product for my customer. I really want to build the best product for my customer. I really want to provide the latest technology and build up the best features for my customers so that they can succeed. So my goal or my purpose of this product is that I want to help my customer to succeed. So that's the only reason that I can succeed.
Back to the team for just a second. How are you fostering a positive and innovative culture within your team? I know you said you have to move on this, which is with AI, obviously at the speed of light because things are moving so fast. We need to stay on top of stuff regularly. We need to make sure we're ahead of the game. So, how are you nurturing that type of, positive and innovative culture while pushing them to the limit to get things done? Is it a difficult task? How do you balance that? Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, there are two perspectives that I want to talk about. The first one is that if there's only one thing in the culture of my team is customer centric. So I think from my previous startups or entrepreneurship, what I learned that if there's only one thing matters, it's customer. The technology itself is meant to service the customer. It's not meant to be, better for itself. So I tell every single one from my teams that the only job of the product or the team is that to make a customer to be successful, not really make my customer 100% happy, because make them happy does not mean that make them successful. So in terms of making customer first culture across the different departments of my small team is that I try to make the technology team to be involved as much as I can with facing customers, because I realize that a lot of business failed because the tech team and the sales team and the customer support team does not have the same goal or purpose, does not serve the same purpose. So that's, I realized, what failed the other business. So my way of processing that is that I want my developers and my technology guys to know my customers like you and Russ. And I want to make my CTO to know my customers so that they have the first-hand knowledge about what customer need. Eventually, the technology serves the needs of the customer or the requirement of the demand of the customer, right? The technology itself will not succeed. So that's one thing, that the customer's first culture. I won't let them to take off until they solve the problems for the customers. And that's the most important. And the other thing is that I only take hardworking and talented people. So the capability of the team is the second most important factor when it comes to the culture, right? You cannot train people. You can only, screen and hire people. So that's it may not be correct for many other business or business owner, but for me, I only work with smart people so that, and that's what I learned from Steve Jobs, right? When you work with A-level people, they don't have any excuses, right? They just would want to make the best things. So that way you can really improve the productivity and efficiency and also the culture. So the culture is that strive for the best. And what I learned from TikTok is that the reason that TikTok became one of the best business in the video and broadcasting industries, they really value their customers and they only hire the best people. So those are the two things.
Awesome answers. All right, we're going to bullet these really fast. I got some just quick fire questions for you to answer very shortly. We don't need long answers for these because we're going to
Yep.
wrap this up so you can get back to work. And I would love to do
Yep.
this again, Ray, because there's other
Yep.
questions I'd love to ask you as well. So
Yeah.
let's start with these. What's your favorite word? And if it's in Chinese, let me know what it would be in English.
Yeah. Well, my favorite word. Wow, it's very interesting. My favorite word is learning.
There you go. That's a good answer. And I'm
Yep.
not going to ask you why. I just wanted to see where that would go.
Yes.
Now we're going to take the opposite spin on that. What's your least favorite word to hear? And say
Lazy.
whatever comes to your mind. Lazy. I like that one. And the reason I'm asking these questions, this was a format that John Lipton, a very well-known entertainment interviewer, used to say, or request from his viewers at the end of his interview, he would ask these questions to each of those people to make certain that he could get a little inside look at them. So what
Yep.
inspires you the most, Ray?
In terms of work, life,
Yeah, just life, work, whatever it is. What really gets you motivated? What's that thing that drives you?
get to know the world
I get it. I
and
get it.
create, yeah, and create values. So there are probably two things. One, get to know the universe and the world. Second, create value to the community and society.
And what's your biggest pet peeve? What do you not like people doing?
Lie to me.
Good one. All right. What is the sound or noise you love to hear?
Wow. I like jazz.
So you like music. That's good. I like
Yeah.
jazz too, to be
Music,
honest. All
jazz.
right.
Yeah.
And what sound or noise that just grinds you that you do not like to hear at all?
White noise.
Good one. I like it. Okay. Last couple of few questions. If you had any profession other than what you're doing right now, what would it be?
Personal coach.
Okay. What would you not certainly ever do as a business venture?
Politician.
Good idea. I don't think I can do politics either. I have people in my
Yeah.
family who did politics. My great grandfather was actually the senator of Michigan back in the 40s.
Wow.
So for me,
Yeah.
it was I have a lot of family that got into politics. If you
Yep.
could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why? You mentioned Steve
Uh,
Jobs earlier, so I figured that might be one, but if there's anyone else.
yeah. I would like to have dinner with the one who built the first rocket to the moon, the guy who created the aerospace business for NASA, One Brown. Yeah, I really want to have dinner with him because it was him to establish the foundation for SpaceX. Because I think Elon Musk is going to make the rocket to the Mars, but it was Von Braun who's really laid out the foundation. So I really want to talk to him.
Awesome. All right. And the last question for today, Ray, and thanks so much for all your time. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Yeah. Be patient and start, start, start. I mean, if I talk to my younger self, I say, start your business as early as possible. Leave the school and start a business right away
Great
and
stuff.
stay patient. So, yep.
Stay patient. Yes, it doesn't take anything but patience sometimes to actually get
Yeah.
somewhere because it's that hard work, that dedication, the drive to do something good for not only
Yeah.
yourself, but for others that really gets you to that pinnacle that you're looking for. So, Ray, once again, we're going to sit down and have a live broadcast with you soon where we get to just sit with the people and talk. So, until next time, take care and enjoy yourself, and we'll see you on the next video. All right.
Thank you, Anita. Take
All
care.
right. All right. And that's it. That's all I have for you today. I want to thank Ray and his team for stopping by and allowing me to take him away from them to get these questions answered. I do hope that these brought a little more light to Ray's journey and what Ray's up to and how he's going to be moving ahead as the CEO of New Oaks AI. And I hope you understand the reason why he's doing what he's doing. It sounds like Ray has a real heart for customer-centric service. He's here for a reason. He's here not only to just provide a tool or a service to SMBs, but he's here to help SMBs actually succeed in whatever market they choose by providing the right and proper tools that can help them to do so. So I'd like to thank Ray for being here once again. And I hope all of you get a chance to go check out what Ray's doing at New Oaks AI. Simply follow the link in the chat down below. Leave a comment if you already have New Oaks to tell us what your experience has been. And if you're new to New Oaks and have any questions and aren't sure what it's all about, leave those as well. And we'll make sure somebody on this end responds on that end so that you understand exactly what's happening over here. So thanks again for tuning in. This has been Leland Best of Best Live TV and AIOchatbots.com. We'll see you on the next video, which is coming really soon because we're going to start pumping these out on the regular so that you can understand how to operate the inside of New Oaks AI. Can't wait to share with you what's coming next. So watch for the videos to drop sometime this week, where we'll let you see what's behind the curtain. Take care for now, and we'll see you in the next video.